Have you ever noticed how some people just pull others in, like a magnet you can't resist? Hey there, welcome to Life Lessons. What's the secret behind that kind of charm? Is it looks, money, or a silver tongue? Spoiler alert, it's none of those. Today, we're diving into 5 key reasons why people are drawn to you, straight from the timeless Buddhist wisdom of the Buddha himself. These aren't fluffy theories, they're simple, powerful truths that can transform how others see you, starting right now. Curious yet? Let's jump in. You've probably wondered at some point. Why do some people light up a room while I feel invisible? Or maybe you've thought, how can I be someone others genuinely want to be around? We all crave connection, it's human nature. But here's the twist, the answers don't lie in chasing trends or faking a persona. Buddhist wisdom flips the script, showing us that real magnetism comes from within. And the best part? You don't need to be a monk or meditate for hours to get it. These 5 reasons are rooted in everyday actions anyone can start today. So, what's in store for you in this video? We're uncovering 5 game changers: compassion that melts walls, a calm vibe that soothes chaos, honesty that builds trust, gratitude that radiates joy, and patience that screams strength. Each one's backed by Buddhist teachings. Think of it as ancient life hacks for modern vibes. By the end, you'll know exactly why people are drawn to certain souls and how you can spark that same pull. Whether you want better friendships, stronger relationships, or just to feel good about yourself, this is your roadmap. First up, we've got compassion, because who doesn't love someone who actually cares? Then, there's staying cool under pressure. Buddhist wisdom calls it the ultimate power move. After that, we'll hit on being real, because fake vibes fool no one. Next, gratitude. Yep, saying thanks can make you a people magnet. And finally, patience. Turns out waiting it out wins hearts. These aren't just feel-good tips, they're why people are drawn to you when you live them out. Imagine this, you walk into a room, and without saying a word, people feel lighter around you. That's what Buddhist wisdom unlocks. It's not about being loud or flashy, it's about being you, but the best version. In just a few minutes, we'll break down these 5 key reasons so you can see how they work and start using them today. No complicated rituals, no gimmicks, just practical steps to boost your vibe and pull people in naturally. Ready to find out what makes you irresistible in ways you never thought of? Stick around, this isn't just another self-help spiel. It's Buddhist wisdom meets real life. And it's about to answer that burning question, why are people drawn to me, or why aren't they yet? Hit play, and let's explore these 5 key reasons together. You might just discover the secret sauce you've been missing. Here we go. Reason 1, compassion, the power of connection. First up is compassion. The Buddha taught that when you love without calculation or judgment, you create a positive energy no one can resist. When you genuinely listen or lend a hand, people feel your sincerity. It's a pull that comes straight from the heart, way beyond looks or fancy words. Compassion doesn't just make others like you. It makes your own life feel worth living. Picture this, you're walking down the street, rain pouring hard. You spot a stranger shivering without an umbrella, and without a second thought. You share yours, even if it means getting soaked yourself. They look at you, eyes sparkling, muttering a shy, thank you. In that moment, you've touched their heart without saying much. That's compassion in action, what the Buddha called karuna, a love that reaches out to every living being, no payback or name tag required. This kind of pull doesn't come from money or status. It flows from a heart that's willing to open up. Ever notice how people who help out, even in small ways, stick in your mind forever? Let's break it down. Say you're at work, and a coworker's freaking out over a deadline. Everyone's too busy to care, but you pause, ask, need a hand, and actually step in. They won't forget you, not because you're the smartest, but because you cared. The Buddha said compassion is the strongest thread tying people together. It's not about showing off or being loud. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes and feeling their struggles as if they're yours. Who wouldn't be drawn to someone who makes them feel truly seen? But here's the kicker. Compassion isn't just about winning people over, it changes you too. When you help someone, like giving up your seat on the bus, don't you feel a little lighter inside? Buddhist wisdom says compassion is a path to inner peace. People with compassion don't hold grudges or keep score, and that freedom makes them shine. Think about it. Between someone who's always calculating what's in it for them and someone who gives without expecting anything back, who'd you rather hang out with? The answer's obvious, right? So how do you make compassion your magnetic edge? You don't need grand gestures. A smile to the street vendor, a kind word to a friend who's down, or just sitting quietly with someone who needs comfort, these little things make a huge difference. The Buddha once said, happiness doesn't come from getting, it comes from giving. When you live with compassion, you don't just pull people closer, you find joy in yourself too. Try this today. Do one small act of kindness without expecting anything, like texting someone you haven't checked on in a while. See how they respond, and more importantly, how it feels for you. Compassion isn't hard, it starts with a heart that's ready to give. Are you in? Your pull factor's about to skyrocket. Reason 2, calmness, the pull of peace. Second up is calmness. The Buddha said a steady mind, untouched by negative emotions, is a natural magnet. In a chaotic world, a calm person is like a safe harbor. Calmness isn't about being cold, it's the power to master yourself through mindfulness. When you don't freak out, people can't help but gravitate toward you, craving that sense of stability. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, horns blaring, everyone losing it. Then there's this one person ahead, just chilling, windows down, humming a tune. You'd probably think, how are they so cool right now? That's the magic of calmness. It's not pretending nothing's wrong, it's choosing not to let the mess take over. The Buddha taught this as samatha, a stillness inside that holds strong no matter what's raging outside. Ever notice how people flock to someone who doesn't sweat the small stuff, or even the big stuff? That's the pull we're talking about. Here's a real-life spin, you're at a family dinner, and an argument explodes over something silly. Voices rise, tension spikes, but you sit there, take a deep breath, and say, hey, let's figure this out. Suddenly, all eyes turn to you, not because you're loud, but because you're steady. That's what calmness does, it turns you into a rock others lean on. Buddhist wisdom says mindfulness is the key. Watching your thoughts like clouds passing by, not getting swept away. Who wouldn't want to stick close to someone who's an anchor in a storm? But it's more than just looking cool under pressure. Calmness shifts how you feel inside too. When you stop letting anger or stress run the show, you free up space for peace, and that glows outward. Think about the last time you snapped at someone versus when you stayed chill, which version of you felt better? The Buddha knew this, a calm mind doesn't just draw people in, it's a gift to yourself. Compare that to someone who's always frazzled, bouncing from one meltdown to the next. Who'd you rather hang with? Calmness wins every time. So how do you tap into this vibe? It's simpler than you think, no need to meditate on a mountaintop. It starts with a pause. Next time life throws a curveball, don't react on autopilot, step back, breathe, and let the dust settle. People notice that kind of strength. Ever seen someone wait out a tantrum with a quiet smile? That's the kind of calm that screams power without saying a word. In a world where everyone's rushing to yell or fix things, the one who stays composed stands out like a beacon. Try this today. When stress hits, like a late bus or a snarky comment, count to 5 before you respond. Feel your breath, let the heat pass, then speak. Watch how people react when you don't flare up, they'll be drawn to that steady energy like moths to a flame. Calmness isn't just control, it's a quiet confidence that pulls others in. Ready to be that safe harbor. Your peaceful pull is waiting to shine. Reason 3, authenticity, the strength of honesty. Third up is authenticity. The Buddha emphasized right speech, speaking the truth and living true to yourself. Nobody likes a phony, right? When you're real, when you say what's true, even if it's messy, people trust and respect you. Authenticity isn't just about words, it's how you face yourself head-on. That honesty carves out a unique pull all its own. Think about this, you're at a party, everyone's laughing too loud, pretending life's perfect. Then someone says, "Man, I'm wiped out tonight." And sits down. Suddenly, the masks slip, people relax, drawn to that raw honesty. That's authenticity in action. It's not about spilling every secret, it's about ditching the act. The Buddha taught Sakha, truth, as a cornerstone of a good life. Ever notice how you can spot a fake a mile away, but someone real sticks with you? That's the vibe we're chasing here. Take it to work, your boss asks how a project's going, and instead of bluffing, "It's great," you say, "I'm struggling a bit, can we talk it out?" They might be surprised. But they'll trust you more after that. Why? Because you didn't hide. Buddhist wisdom says living authentically, owning your flaws, not just your wins, builds a bridge to others. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with realness. Who'd you rather spill your guts to? The guy always flexing or the one who admits they've been there too? Here's the deeper cut. Authenticity isn't just for show, it frees you up inside. When you stop pretending, you drop the weight of keeping up appearances. Ever tried faking a smile all day? Exhausting, right? Now think of a time you said what you really felt, didn't that feel like a breath of fresh air? The Buddha knew this, truth cuts through the noise, for you and everyone around you. People aren't drawn to flawless robots, they're pulled in by someone brave enough to be human. So how do you crank up this honest edge? It's not about oversharing or being brutal, it's about aligning what you say with who you are. Next time you're tempted to nod along just to fit in, pause. What's the real you dying to say? Maybe it's, "I don't get it," in a confusing chat, or "I need a break," when you're burned out. That vulnerability? It's gold. In a world full of filters and flexing, someone who's unapologetically themselves stands out like a lighthouse. Ever met someone who owns their quirks and doesn't care who's judging? You can't look away, can you? Pick one moment to ditch the mask, maybe tell a friend, "Hey, I'm not okay today," instead of brushing it off. Watch their reaction, chances are, they'll open up too. Authenticity isn't weakness. It's a quiet strength that screams trust. The Buddha said truth is the path to freedom, and when you live it, people feel that liberty too. Ready to let your real self shine. That's the kind of pull no one can fake. Reason 4, gratitude, the light of appreciation. Fourth up is gratitude. The Buddha taught that when you appreciate what you've got, you give off a positive energy that pulls people in. Constant complainers push everyone away, but someone grateful, even just for a sunny day, spreads joy like wildfire. Gratitude doesn't just make you happier. It makes others feel valued when they're around you. Picture this, it's pouring outside, and while everyone's grumbling about wet shoes, one person looks up and says, "At least I've got a jacket today." You can't help but smile, right? That's gratitude doing its thing, it flips the script. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, it shines a light on what's right. The Buddha saw this as a key to a good life. Being thankful keeps your heart open. Ever notice how people who always find something to appreciate seem to glow a little brighter? That's the pull we're talking about. Try this scenario, you're out with friends, and the food's late. Most are griping, but you say, "Hey, at least we're here together." Suddenly, the mood shifts, people relax, even laugh. Why? Because gratitude's contagious. Buddhist wisdom says it's not about having everything, it's about seeing the value in what's already there. When you're grateful, you don't just lift yourself up, you become a vibe others want to soak in. Who wouldn't gravitate towards someone who makes even a bad day feel lighter? Here's the deeper layer. Gratitude rewires you from the inside out. When you stop obsessing over what's missing and start noticing what's good, you feel fuller, less stressed, more alive. Ever had a day where you just said, "Thanks," for a small win, like a good song on the radio? Didn't it shift your whole mood? The Buddha knew this. Appreciation cuts through negativity like a knife. Compare that to someone who whines non-stop. After a while, you just tune them out. Gratitude's the opposite. It's a quiet spark that keeps people coming back. So how do you turn gratitude into your secret weapon? It's not about fake positivity or listing 100 things every day. Start small, notice one good moment and let it sink in. Maybe it's the barista who nailed your coffee, or a text from a friend that made you smile. Say thanks, out loud or in your head, and watch how it changes the air around you. People feel that shift. In a world where everyone's chasing more, someone who's content with what they've got stands out like a rare gem. Ever met a person who's just happy to be alive? You can't help but want to stick around them. Try this today. Before bed, jot down one thing you're thankful for, maybe a kind word or a warm meal. Feel it for a second, then let it go. Next time you're with people, mention something you appreciate right then, like, "I'm glad we're hanging out." Watch their faces light up, they'll feel it too. Gratitude isn't just a habit. It's a light you carry that draws others in. The Buddha said true joy comes from within, and when you shine it out, people notice. Ready to glow? Your appreciative pull starts now. Reason 5, patience, the pull of resilience. Last up is patience. The Buddha taught that patience is the strength to overcome challenges and the path to growth. Impatient folks wear everyone out. But someone patient, whether in a fight or a tough spot, brings a sense of reliability that's hard to ignore. Patience isn't just waiting around. It's a calm attitude that holds steady through any storm. Who wouldn't be drawn to someone that's solid? Imagine you're at a bus stop, rain's late, and people are grumbling. checking their watches every second. Then there's this one person, just standing there, cool as a cucumber, maybe even humming a tune. You'd wonder, what's their secret? That's patience in the flesh. It's not about giving up, it's about trusting time to sort things out. The Buddha saw this as a quiet power, staying composed when everyone else is losing it. Ever notice how the one who doesn't snap under pressure becomes the go-to person in a crisis? That's the magnetic pull we're digging into. Here's a real-life twist: you're with friends. And a debate turns into a shouting match. Voices climb, tempers flare, but you wait your turn, then say something chill like, "Let's take it step by step." Heads turn, why? Because you didn't jump into the chaos. Buddhist wisdom calls patience a mark of maturity. It's not reacting on impulse but choosing when to act. People don't flock to the loudest yell. They lean toward the one who keeps it together. Who'd you trust more, the hothead or the one who's steady as a rock? But patience isn't just a people pleaser, it builds you up too. When you stop rushing to fix or fight every little thing, you save energy and gain clarity. Ever snapped at someone, then wished you'd held back? Now think of a time you waited it out, didn't that feel stronger? The Buddha knew this: patience cuts through frustration, giving you control over yourself first. In a world obsessed with instant everything, someone who can pause and breathe stands out like a rare find. That's the kind of strength others can't look away from. So how do you make patience your superpower? It's not about gritting your teeth or faking zen, it's a shift in how you roll. Next time you're stuck, like in a long line or a tense talk, don't fidget or force it. Take a beat, let it play out. People notice that kind of cool. Ever seen someone smile through a delay while others rant? That's the vibe that pulls folks in. In an age where everyone's racing, the one who slows down without breaking a sweat shines brightest. Ever met someone who handles life's curveballs with a shrug and a grin? You want to stick around them, don't you? Try this today. When something tests you, like a late reply or a mix-up, count to 5 before you react. Let the irritation pass, then respond. See how people look at you differently, they'll feel that rock-solid vibe. Patience isn't passive, it's a bold resilience that screams dependability. The Buddha said it's how we grow through life's mess, and when you live it, others feel that strength too. Ready to be unshakable. Your steady pull's about to turn heads. Conclusion. So now you know the 5 key reasons why people are drawn to you: compassion, calmness, authenticity, gratitude, and patience. Just by nurturing one of these, you've got the power to make your life, and everyone else's, better. Think about it: a touch of compassion warms hearts, a bit of calmness steadies the storm, authenticity builds trust. Gratitude spreads joy, and patience shows your strength. These aren't just lessons, they're your secret to becoming someone people can't resist, rooted in the deep, timeless Buddhist wisdom of the Buddha. You don't have to change the world overnight. One small step, a kind smile, a deep breath under pressure, or a heartfelt thank you, can spark a ripple. Buddhist wisdom teaches that these little things plant seeds for big happiness. Don't you see? When you live with these qualities, it's not just others who get drawn in, you find peace within yourself too. That's the real magic of these 5 key reasons: they don't just pull people closer, they lift you up. Try applying one today and share how it feels in the comments. I'd love to hear. Which reason clicked with you most? A moment of compassion or a time you stayed patient that changed something? If these insights hit home, Hit that like button and subscribe to Life Lessons so you don't miss more meaningful gems from Buddhist wisdom and beyond. Make sure to tap the bell, we've got tons of cool stuff to explore together. This is just the start. Every day, you can tweak a little, live a little better. And become a version of yourself you're proud of. Together, we'll turn these key reasons into real life. Why people are drawn to you isn't a mystery anymore, you've got the tools now. Stick around for the next video, don't go anywhere, okay? See you soon.